Sweet dreams are made of who am I to decide? And travel the world, the seven seas. Everybody's looking for something. Who am I? Hey YouTube, welcome back to Jerry's NBA Talk TV. I'm NBA Jerry, and thank you for watching. I wanted to talk to you guys for a minute about the Miami Heat in their first 14 games. Now, it's early in the season, and a lot of people are panicking and overreacting and stuff like that. And a lot of people are scrutinizing this team. Because remember, LeBron and Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh got together, and obviously with LeBron doing the decision and two of the top 3 or 4 best players on the same team. So they're going to be under their microscope. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you my thoughts on what I see so far and how I think they're going to finish the season. First of all, let me start off with their bench. Their bench, in my opinion, is not strong enough. With the loss of Udonis Haslem, that's big. For those of you that don't know, he injured his foot, and he's out indefinitely. He may miss the whole season. That's a big loss for them. Not only does he set good screens, he plays great defense. He hits the mid-range jump shot. He's one of their leaders on the team. He's a hustle guy, and he's just one of the key components of the team. And without him, that's a big, big loss. Their bench got outscored 40-4 against the Indiana Pacers. 40-4. Now, I know that's only one game and everything else, but the bottom line is you have to have a strong bench in order to win a championship. Because we're talking about the Miami Heat here, folks. LeBron and Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh are on the same team. Anything short of a championship is a failure with this team. So in order for them to win a championship, they're going to have to make some major changes, in my opinion, to that bench. Another thing I want to talk about is their starting lineup. Now, as you guys know, they picked up Eric Dampier for free agency, and he'll probably be the starting center. Now, with that starting lineup, you basically have 5 perimeter players, in my opinion. Big Z is a pick and pop guy. He doesn't go to the basket a lot. He doesn't pick and roll. He doesn't play back to his basket. He doesn't post up a lot. You got Chris Bosh, who works from the pinch post and the elbows and stuff like that, but he's not that close into the basket as far as posting up. He'll do it every once in a while, but he prefers to shoot the mid-range shot. Then, of course, you got LeBron James. He loves to play, as I call the Doc Rivers hero basketball. He dribbles around, and he's always on the perimeter. He has been posting up a little bit more. I'll give him that. Primarily, he's a perimeter player. Then you got Dwayne Wade. He'll slash to the basket, but he hasn't been doing it that much this season, and he's mainly on the perimeter. Then you got Carlos Arroyo, who's a jump shooter now. So with this team, they have no inside presence. Now, with Eric Dampier, I'm going to give you my feelings on him coming to the team. I actually like it. And I'm going to tell you why. Now, Eric Dampier, by no stretch of the imagination, is going to be an all-star for this team. Okay? He's going to be playing a role. And what his role is, he's going to be setting hard screens. He's going to be playing defense. He's going to be clogging up the middle, and he'll give him an inside presence, offensively and defensively. Now, what I mean by offensively is, I'm not saying you can throw him the ball down there, and he's just going to score at will. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about a guy that can set picks and he'll roll to the basket and finish with dunks and layups. Now, he is 35 years old. I know he's a little older, but the bottom line is they needed a big guy that's going to play big. Big Z, he's big, but he doesn't play big, okay? He's not going to block anybody's shots. The guy can barely jump over a credit card, and he shoots jump shots, period. And he's not an inside presence. So with Eric Dampier, I like it for a temporary fix. Now, to win multiple championships, as LeBron said, 5 to 7 championships, Eric Dampier is not the answer, okay? This summer or by February during the trade deadline, they're going to have to make some moves in 2 major positions, at the point guard and at the center. Now, the point guard, not as much as the center. They still have Mario Chalmers coming back from injury. I like Mario Chalmers. Once he comes back from his injury, I think they'll be fine at the point guard position. But still, I think they need some veteran leadership, a guy that's going to demand the ball and have LeBron and D. Wade play their positions and let him play the point guard. And even though I like Mario Chalmers, I don't think he's not that. I think they need a veteran point guard that's over 30, that's been in this league for a long time, that can be a leader. Another thing I'm noticing about this team is LeBron James and Dwayne Wade, how they're playing. Now, it seems like to me, when you have 2 players that are ball dominant, both perimeter players, Dwayne Wade is in his prime now, and LeBron is probably just not entering his prime because they're 3 years apart. There's some egos there, okay? Now, LeBron James is an A personality, Okay, he's a big personality. Everywhere LeBron James goes, he's been a leader. I mean, he's a boisterous guy. LeBron didn't have a father figure in his life. So when he was a child, he was put in a position almost to be like an adult. That's why he's so mature for his age. Even though he's made some immature decisions, he's a very mature young guy for his age. Dwayne Wade is also like that. He didn't have a father figure growing up. He had older brothers he looked up to, and he had his mom, his situation, and they're very similar in that aspect, LeBron and Dwayne Wade. So it's hard for two A personality players to get along. Now, a lot of people have compared LeBron and Dwayne Wade to Scottie Pippen and Michael Jordan. Talent-wise, you can kind of compare it, but personality-wise, you can't. And I'm going to tell you why. Scottie Pippen came up in the Chicago Bulls organization, in that system, under the tutelage of Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan taught Scottie Pippen a lot of things about basketball. Okay, LeBron James and Dwayne Wade are on the same level. Okay, now LeBron may be a little bit higher as far as the media and the hype and stuff like that. But Dwayne Wade makes it up because he won a championship. LeBron hasn't. So they're probably right around the same level. The difference between LeBron James and Dwayne Wade duel versus the Pippen and Jordan duel is Jordan was the unquestioned leader of the Chicago Bulls. There is no unquestioned leader for the Miami Heat. LeBron James and Dwayne Wade have great leadership abilities. I think, in my opinion, LeBron is a little bit better of a leader. That's just my opinion. But Dwayne Wade's a great leader as well. But the bottom line is, in the Bulls organization, Michael Jordan was the unquestioned leader. Now, Scottie Pippen may have been one of the greatest all-around basketball players to ever play the game. A lot of things that he's accomplished, he has Michael Jordan to thank for that. Okay, LeBron and Dwayne Wade don't do that. They came up separate. They had their own teams, and LeBron just happened to go to Dwayne Wade's team. But the bottom line is, it's Dwayne Wade's team. But now LeBron's there. So it's very tough. And I've seen these guys get into verbal disagreements on the court. You can tell with their body language. Sometimes they're not getting along. Because the bottom line is, last season, Dwayne Wade was handling everything. Now LeBron James was handling everything with Cleveland. But now they're coming together, and it's hard for both of them to take over one team. It's almost impossible. So with that being said, those two are either going to have to get on the same page, or you're going to have to figure out who the leader is. Period. It's a tough situation. In my views of basketball, I've never seen anything like this. I've never seen two players in their prime come together from separate teams and be on the same team. Obviously, you got the Chris Bosh situation. To me, he's a third fiddle. He's a third wheel. He's a very, very good player, but in my opinion, he's not a great player. I like Chris Bosh. Don't get me wrong. People are thinking he's a player that he's not. Okay? He's getting paid $14.5 million, which is a $500,000 more than Dwayne Wade, by the way. He's getting superstar money. I'm not saying he doesn't deserve it, because it's all about supply and demand, and there's not a lot of guys that can do what he can do. But the bottom line is, he's not up there with LeBron and Dwayne Wade. That's what it is. In my opinion, in order for them to win the championship, Chris Bosh has got to change his role. I'm not telling him not to shoot jump shots, because he's a great jump shooter. But the bottom line is, he's going to have to play better defense. He's going to have to rebound more. And he's going to have to be more of an inside presence. He has to post up more, period. You already have LeBron, D. Wade, and the point guard on the perimeter. Chris Bosh, you don't need to be out there. You need to be in the post. Also, the coaching situation, and I've said this before, I like Erik Spoelstra. Don't get me wrong. But the bottom line is, he is not up there with Phil Jackson, Doc Rivers, Stan Van Gundy, Greg Popovich, just to name a few. Erik Spoelstra does not fit up in there. Pat Riley does. Now, is Pat Riley going to be the answer? No. In my opinion, they still need a veteran point guard. They need a center, and they need a couple of pieces on the bench, a couple of role players. Now, there's only been 14 games played. Erik Spoelstra, I like him. He's a great coach. But he's not in the upper echelon, and he's not a coach that can coach these egos to a championship. Okay? The bottom line is, this team offensively is terrible. They play too much one-on-one basketball. There's no continuity. There's no movement. All they're doing is, LeBron's dribbling around. He gives it to Dwayne Wade to isolate. And then he'll score. Then he'll throw it to Chris Bosh. Isolation, score. Then LeBron James, he'll isolate and score. There's no continuity. LeBron James will do a pick and pop with Big Z. He'll pop out, he'll shoot a jump shot. LeBron James will drive, kick it out to Arroyo. There's a whole bunch of one-on-one basketball. And when you have two dominant players like LeBron and Dwayne Wade on the same team, it's tough to do. It is tough. They're going to have to find a way. And the only way I think they can do that is with Pat Riley. Now, like I said, is he the end-all, be-all answer to this? No. folks, in my opinion, I know it's early, but with this roster right here, even with Eric Dampier and Pat Riley, if he decides to come down and coach, they will not win a championship with this roster. Okay? So let me know what you guys think about that. Leave the comments down here and let me know what you guys think, okay? Okay, guys. Now let me answer one of the questions that you asked me the other day. Oh, by the way, folks, two things. I've had people ask me when I'm going to make a video about my top 5 players. I decided not to do that, so what I did was I posted them on my channel, so you can look at that. And also, if you notice, I've taken the power rankings off of the page. And the reason why is I don't want to do it every week because it fluctuates so much. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to break the season up into 4 quarters. Okay. Now it's an 82-game season. So what I'm going to do is once each team plays 20 games, at least 20 games, then I'm going to do a power rankings for the first quarter. And then once they play at least 40 games or 41 games, then I'll do the second quarter and the third quarter and so on and so forth. And that's how I'll do it. Every 20 games. Okay. All right. The question is from 253 Mr. C Money. This is his question. Do you think that Greg Oden's career with the Portland Trail Blazers is over because of injuries? Thanks and nice vids, man. That's a great question. I want to talk about Greg Oden for a second. Very unfortunate situation with him. I actually like him as a player. To me, he has great potential because he's a player that only comes around once every 15 years, a dominant center. But it's very unfortunate. But do I think his career is over? No, I don't. I actually think he can come back from this. And I'm going to tell you guys why. He's a young man. He's in his early 20s. He's got a long time to heal, okay? Now, if he was 29 or 30 or something like that, like Yao Ming, it would be more difficult. But the bottom line is he doesn't have a lot of wear and tear. He's a very, very strong guy. And a lot of people think he's brittle or he's like a graham cracker because he gets in so many, he has so many injuries. I just think it's bad luck. What I think is going to happen, I think he's going to get all these injuries out of the way early. And I think he'll still be worthy of a number 1 or number 2 pick because, of course, Kevin Durant. But I think he'll come back from this. I think he'll be a great player. I think he'll be the best defensive player in the NBA. He's going to block a lot of shots. I think he'll be dominant down low. And I think he'll be fine. I really do. Great question. All right, guys. So if you have any more questions, leave them in the comments below. Let me know what you think about the Miami Heat. And also if you want my thoughts on anything else, okay? Thanks, guys. Take care of yourselves. I'll talk to you soon. And don't forget, if you can believe it, you can do it. Thanks for watching. You guys know I appreciate it. And remember, folks, always, always treat people how you want to be treated. And everything will be okay. This is NBA Jerry, and I'll talk to you soon. Peace.